There's a reassuring passage that is a millennial passage, talking about the time when Christ would return to this earth and set up his kingdom. And in this particular passage, it's not just a prophetic thing. I think when we really examine this particular section of Isaiah, it has an application for today. And that passage is over in the book of Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 4, verse 5. And it's describing what's going on in Jerusalem during that 1,000-year reign of Jesus Christ on earth. And here's what it says. It says, "Then the Lord will create above every dwelling place of Mount Zion and above her assemblies a cloud, and smoke by day, and the shining of a flaming fire by night. For over all the glory there will be a covering." Now, of course, that harkens back to when the Israelites left Egypt during the time of Pharaoh, when they escaped slavery. There was a pillar of fire by night and a pillar of cloud by day that led them. So it harkens back to that time that God is going to watch over them. And then in verse 6 it says, "There will be a tabernacle for shade in the daytime from the heat, for a place of refuge, and for a shelter from storm and rain." Now, of course, being prophetic, this is pointing to that time after Christ returns and his government is set up on earth, and there's going to be protection for the people. But if you think about that, this applies to God's people today. God promises to put his presence over us. In fact, it envelops us. It guards over us in that sense. It protects us. God's presence shields his people today, and he watches over them. And if you just step back for a minute and just visualize that, visualize a canopy representing God's presence, protecting us, putting a hedge against the world, protecting us. The darkness is gone. We don't have to worry about the fears of what might be out there. The storms can be quelled. And in fact, it implies, it gives us a different perspective so that even if it is raining, even if it is difficult, even if it is, challenging situations that we face, we have a refuge in God. So it's not just something in the future. It's something that we can take to heart today. When we begin to have some anxiousness and some fears or some worry, we can look to this passage and recognize this also applies right now to God's people. So stay close to God and never forget, God is protecting us and watching over us. That's BT Daily. We'll see you next time.